Fallout 3, Bethesda's first open-world post-nuclear war survival game, created before they made their first good open-world post-nuclear war survival game. Controversial joke. But despite the fact that I don't like 3 anywhere near as much as I like New Vegas, with the recent announcement of Fallout 4, I have been pretty hard up for a Fallout game to play in the anticipation, and have recently been revisiting Fallout 3. And you know me, I just felt the need to make a video about it. So let's play a game with this video. If you learned something new, I want you to give this video a like. But if you already knew all 10 facts before watching, I want you to give it a dislike guilt-free. Because if you already knew everything, that means I didn't do my job properly. Also, this video will be spoiling the entire game, so you have been warned. I have my Nuka-Cola t-shirt on, my Nuka-Cola poster, and a Nuka-Cola ready to drink. So without any further ado, here are 10 things you didn't know about Fallout 3. Question: did you ever notice the man standing guard at the top of the gate of Megaton? It's understandable if you didn't, of course. He's fairly out of the way and doesn't normally say anything. But while he isn't normally accessible, if you use cheats, it is possible to talk to him. And as it turns out, he actually has some unique dialogue. His name, as it turns out, is Stockholm, funnily enough, and when spoken to, he will say,
"The more time I spend talking to you, the less I'm spending watching for raiders. How the hell did you get up here anyway?"
In the early parts of the game, you can find a scared kid running around Greyditch, who will give you a quest to stop all of the fire-breathing ants that have infested the streets. The quest in question is called Those, which is a reference to the 1954 film titled Them, in which ants are mutated by atomic tests in New Mexico that cause them to turn into giant man-killing ones. I have said it before, and I will say it again. Bethesda go crazy for their celebrity voice actors. Did you know that originally, it was planned for President John Eden to be voiced by former actual President Bill Clinton, but his agent turned them down with the following note, which I will now read in a hilarious, over-the-top insulting manner. "The former president will not participate in one of your video game products. Thank you very much." I mean, sure, it's condescending, but at least it is direct and to the point. Just outside of Big Town, you can find a stretch of utility poles, and on them you might notice they all have the exact same label, RPB-25. All that is, except for one. This lone unique pole stands in the exact center of the game map, and its plate reads TES-04. Now obviously that's referencing the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, but interestingly enough, because this pole is in the exact center of the world map, it is speculated this is actually a reference to the White Gold Tower in Oblivion, which is considered to be the central point of the continent of Tamriel. Now, when I say the words appropriate for children, what comes to mind? Blue's Clues, Teletubbies, Barney the Dinosaur, and of course Fallout 3. Yes, because all gamers are apparently under the age of 8, the Australian Classification Board originally refused its classification of Fallout 3 because of the references to drugs, thereby making it illegal to distribute the game in Australia. Because of course, we wouldn't want a child to play the game and then try to do something stupid, like set off atomic bombs and turn people into super mutants. So to appease the Australian Classification Board, the developers decided to change the name Morphine to MedX, and the word drugs became chems. And interestingly enough, this censorship ended up becoming part of the worldwide release of Fallout 3, and has since worked its way into the canon of the franchise. Did you know that the mutated cows in Fallout, the Brahmin, are actually a reference to Hindu culture, playing on their traditional reverence for cows? Now, of course, I know next to nothing about Hindu culture, so as not to get anything wrong, I've decided to read directly from the greatest repository of correct information in existence, the internet. So if any of this is wrong, blame them and not me. Apparently, among other things, the word Brahmin refers to a very high-ranking caste, as well as a breed of cattle. So that explains why Bethesda referenced the name, but get this. Because you can kill and eat the Brahmin in Fallout 3, the game was viewed as being disrespectful, which, ironically enough, led to Fallout 3 being banned in India. Did you know that originally in Broken Steel, Liberty Prime was planned to be much, much bigger than it ended up being? To the point, actually, that it would have allowed players to ride around inside its head during the final mission. However, this idea was scrapped before the game's release. Also, speaking of Liberty Prime, did you know that during the Death from Above quest, Liberty Prime throws football-shaped mini-nukes in the same manner as a quarterback? That is a reference to the nuclear football, which is a term that refers to the briefcase containing the launch codes for America's nuclear arsenal carried by the president. This one I think isn't interesting as much as it is hilarious. Near the NN03D SATCOM array, a door can be found built into a rock. Upon opening it, there is a wall with "Fuck you" written in green paint. You know, I'm trying to imagine what set of circumstances had to occur in order to allow this thing to exist in-universe. Like, maybe this was built before the war as a practical joke, and a bandit spent all day trying to pry it open, only to be met with solid rock, and then decided to grab some spray paint and carve out his frustrations. Or maybe a bunch of contractors were horribly underpaid to construct a fallout shelter, and decided to get one up on their boss. Either way, it's pretty funny. Located just south of the Chrysalis building and east of the Farragut West metro station, you can find a small area unmarked on the Pip-Boy map, the entrance to which is located underneath a bridge. On the door is a rusted sign reading "Fallout Shelter," and inside is what can only really be described as a David Lynch nightmare. If you venture inside, you can find almost 50 toilet plungers littered around the room, broken remains of statues, and bloody handprints on the walls. The only living thing inside is a feral ghoul. Officially, this room is known as Shelter, but the community has dubbed it the Plunger Room of Death. Because the room is littered with medics, stimpaks, and mentats, it is popularly theorized that the first resident most likely went insane from drug overdose and caused whatever the hell this is. I adore Bethesda. Their tendency to throw Easter eggs anywhere and everywhere has already led to tons of amusing moments, and 3 of these TentyWyTK videos to date. Hell, even their trailers are littered with the things. For example, in the 2008 E3 trailer for Fallout 3, you can see a phone number, 1-888-4-Vault-Tech. Calling that number in real life will play an automated message saying, "Thank you for calling Vault-Tech, your first choice in post-nuclear survival. We're sorry, but due to unexpectedly high call volume, all representatives are currently busy. Please stay on the line and someone will be with you as soon as possible. There are 101 million callers in front of you. Estimated wait time is 78,643 hours. Thank you for calling Vault-Tech. Have a wonderful day." So everyone, that was 10 things you didn't know about Fallout 3, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something new, remember to leave a like, and if you didn't, leave a dislike, so that means I didn't do my job properly. Also, be sure to join me here in a few more weeks when I do 10 more things you didn't know about Fallout New Vegas. What can I say? My hype for Fallout 4 is real. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later. I have my Nuka-Cola t-shirt on, my Nuka-Cola poster, and an ice-cold Nuka-Cola ready to drink, so without any further ado, here are 10 things you didn't know about Fallout 3. Well, that didn't go very well. Oh well. Another bottle cap for the collection, right?